What will it be indeed? Certainly not a cooking channel, but today we are introducing a brand new series that we're calling Cooking for Two. Cooking for just two people can be very tricky, especially when we're talking about keeping your pantry stocked with some of the essentials. You can end up with way too much and end up with way too much waste. So on this episode, we're going to be breaking down 3 must-have ingredients that are going to stay fresh and stay useful and make your meal planning and prep a little bit easier. We're going to start off with making just 1 gallon of chicken stock, and then we're going to make about half a big jar of these marinated pepper rings that can go in salads, sandwiches, and just about anything. And then we're going to make a garlic confit. You get roasted garlic, and as a bonus, you get a bunch of garlic oil, with which you can start just about any meal. Let's start with the stock. That's the most complicated. So what's that first ingredient there?
Bay leaf from our garden.
And about a handful of garlic?
Absolutely a handful of garlic.
What's next?
A couple of yellow onions.
Beautiful. Keep the skins, right?
Keep the skins for color.
And we're going for a little bit sweeter stock, so we're going to do 6 medium-sized carrots.
Yep, nice and sweet.
You can adjust that, of course. But whatever you do the same amount of celery, is that right?
About.
Something like that. Fresh is the key, right?
Absolutely. Keep it fresh. Aromatics, green onions, and parsley.
Beautiful. Got us about a 4-pound bird.
About a 4-pound bird.
Beautiful. And this is a hard one to find. We were able to find chicken paws at our local butcher in the bottom of the freezer. So you may have to do some hunting, but it's highly recommended for the collagen effect, correct?
Correct.
Nice. So yeah, we're going to clear the board. And the first thing, by the way, we have this stock pot that has a strainer that fits right in. You don't have to have that. You can use a colander and a bowl or something like that to separate the ingredients.
It sure is handy, though.
It's nice.
All right, we got to break down this chicken. When you get a whole chicken, it comes with the organs inside.
You want to keep that?
Yes, it goes straight in the pot. Definitely not butchering for any kind of like aesthetics or whatever. Just try to get down to that carcass. We always want to save all the delicious meat. And of course, the chicken oysters are the most delicious.
Yeah, careful those oysters. Give it a little snap. We don't use the wings for dinners or meal prep or anything. So those are going to go straight in the stock. It can be stubborn, huh?
Yeah, sometimes, you can't, you got to get in that joint. And because we want as much bones as possible, verify where the ribs are so you can get those off in one go as well.
Nice. And we're cutting down towards the neck because we want the neck too. Right?
Yes.
I'm learning.
And again, it doesn't have to be beautiful. I mean, you can always practice beautiful butchery, but it doesn't have to be beautiful.
Yeah. Straight in the stock. We're going to break the breast down for future meal prep. We'll save that breastbone and a little chunk of meat that's on there. That's good stuff for the stock. Same deal here, right?
Yeah, avoid the oysters and separate from the backbone.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So we got our usable chicken here. We're going to put it to the side. That'll go for a couple, 2 or 3 dinners. And everything else is going to go into the pot with the chicken paws.
Right in the pot. Organs too.
Oh yeah, heart, liver, gizzard, the upper part of the neck. Get it in there.
So we're going to do about a gallon and change, and then we're going to throw in some peppercorns and get that on a high heat.
Starting with cold water, of course.
Pro tip. This was about after 45 minutes or so, but we're going to let it go a little bit more to make sure we get all that delicious collagen out of those chicken paws and chicken parts and all that stuff. And I believe, check my notes, this is about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes of a pretty hard simmer. And I think we were happy with it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Best test is here. You pull out a paw, give it a little squeeze. If it goes through the toe,
Ready to
good
go.
to go.
We're going to let it drain, but make sure that you let it drain for a good long time.
Full disclosure, it does smell a little musky at this point.
Oh, yeah. It smells like animal parts. So we have stock here, but we don't have a lot of flavor in that stock. So I'm going to break down some veg.
Yeah, so this is a pretty new development in home stock production for me. To maximize the volume of stock, I find myself wishing for a larger pot. Since I don't have that, I've begun doing this thing where it's like steeping the veg in the hot bone broth. And it actually gives a really, really good result. The vegetal flavors are much more forward and not like muddied out.
For sure. Almost like making a tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that about 190 degrees, probably about the temperature of a hot tea. And we're going to drop our vegetables in there. Again, if you don't have the internal strainer, it's fine. Just put the veggies right in there. But you don't want to boil it, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Again, trying to avoid that that muddiness.
Yeah, I found that this method, it doesn't taste like cooked vegetables. It tastes like fresh vegetables. And you get the nice freshness of it. And yeah, go ahead and cover that. Definitely don't boil it. Maybe not even simmer it. Just keep it like a nice steamy heat. This was about an hour into this particular process with the vegetables. So it takes about an hour, I'd say.
Yeah, vegetables all translucent, carrots soft.
Beautiful. And that's it. We're done. I like to use this little juice pitcher thing so I can pour off what I need for each meal and just pop it right back in the fridge. But you can also freeze it. It's freezable.
Absolutely. Divide it into whatever volume works for your household.
Absolutely. And that's stock done. I think we'll move on to the pepper rings now.
Yeah.
Because those are fun. This is something you can just have on hand. And like I said, sandwiches, salads for sure, but literally anything that you want to put peppers in, you can use this as the substitute. So they sell these little packs of these
lunchbox peppers.
Yeah.
Little mini sweets.
And we've grown these, but it's just not the season for it right now. So I'm going to do about half an onion, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's going to be about a half an onion, another handful of garlic.
Nice. A little salt.
Yep, kosher salt.
Kosher salt, please. It's the best. Black peppercorns, definitely.
Yep. Fancy ones if you've got them.
Turmeric.
Yep. Health benefits, also aesthetics.
I'm going to do some apple cider vinegar.
And some good regular white vinegar.
Nice. And some regular old sugar.
Regular old regular.
What you got there?
I got 2 cups of cider vinegar. If you get the one with the mother, go ahead and shake it up. It adds a little something extra. 1 cup of white vinegar. About a teaspoon and a half of kosher salt. 1 cup of sugar.
Perfect.
And a couple of cups of water.
Beautiful. We pop that on the stove and we bring it to a boil, or?
Oh yeah, you got to bring it to all the way up to a boil.
Yeah.
To just ensure that all of our solids have dissolved.
Definitely. But before we do that, we're going to make you watch this because we think it looks really cool.
Yeah. Woo, kitchen light.
Smash that garlic.
Smash the garlic. The more you cut garlic up, the stronger it becomes. So we're just looking for like some garlic flavor.
Nice. Half an onion from tip to root. So you get these nice little half moon kind of things.
Yep, we're going to do a full slice.
Beautiful.
Maybe one day we'll do a video on all the different ways you can cut an onion and the different result you can get from it flavor-wise.
There's so many ways. I'm going to speed this one up a little bit because there's a lot of peppers there. And we're going to just cut those into nice little rings. Don't worry about the seeds because these aren't hot peppers.
Right.
Very friendly peppers. So.
Well, and if you want to, mix it up, you could add a few jalapenos into the bunch.
Sure.
Sweet and hot.
So we're throwing in some peppercorns and some turmeric to our already boiled mix. What do we call this? A brine?
I generally just call it like sweetened vinegar.
Nice. Back up to the boil. Make sure we're good and incorporated. And I believe we give it one more
good little stir, maybe.
for sure.
There it is.
Yeah. And we're going to make you watch that again because it just looks so good.
And now there's peppercorns.
Oh, yeah. So let's get the veg into a jar. It doesn't have to be a glass jar. It could be any vessel you want to use.
Glass is best, and I'm sure a lot of us save every jar we come across.
You should, for sure. Very useful. And look,
Watch this.
sometimes things happen. And, it hurts every time I see it.
And you just get fresh off the boil sweetened vinegar all over your pointer finger.
But it's fine.
It's fine.
You just, things happen.
Yeah, you just power through.
Power through. Wipe it up. You live to see another day.
Yeah. And tie-dye your cutting board.
For sure. We're going to give that one more mix too. And as soon as those are cooled off, they're ready to use and delicious. And they're going to last for a very long time.
Okay, just throw them in the refrigerator.
Yep.
And you'll find yourself adding them to so many things because there they are.
Just use them at will. They're great. So last but not least, certainly, we're going to do this garlic confit. So this is one of those little bags of peeled garlic minus the handfuls that we used already. I'd say about a cup and a half.
Cup and a half.
Yeah. We're using 3 cups of oil. You don't have to. You can use less. But
you could use far less. You just need to cover the garlic. But again, to have that garlic oil on hand, go ahead and use a bunch of oil.
For sure. Yeah, use a bunch of oil. Do it. A little salt.
Yep, a little salt.
Just a little pinch. This eye is a smaller eye, so I'd call this like a medium heat. I think that we don't want to get that hot fast because you'd probably in danger of burning the garlic, but you want to get to about this point and kind of adjust to hold there for a little while. And then this little magical thing's going to happen. When the moisture starts to escape the garlic, 2 things are going to happen. The bubbles are going to chill out, and then also the little garlics are going to start to float as they become buoyant. And it's just a neat little moment of science right there in your kitchen.
And you can see the colors begin to change. A little light caramelization's going on.
Yeah, that's the flavor. That's the good stuff.
It's crazy how I can smell it just looking at it.
For sure.
Like at first it just smells hot.
And it smells kind of sweet.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, I wish we had a roast chicken.
Probably not something you want to walk away from if you're not used to doing it. Just kind of keep an eye on things so you don't burn that garlic because it can happen quick. But eventually they're all going to float and you're done. Make sure to let this one cool off because that is hot oil and that is dangerous. And then you just separate it however you need to. And you've got, I'd say, about 3 cups of delicious, very usable garlic oil and roasted garlic that has the consistency of room temperature butter. It's amazing. We have this old oil bottle that we saved that I put the oil in. There's already a little oil in there, so I'm not going to pour the whole thing, just to kind of show what we do. And we got this little stopper top that we throw up in there. So you can just grab it, put some in a pan, and rock and roll.
It's it's a lot easier to use things that you're making yourself if you make it easy to use them.
Yeah.
Don't. It can be difficult, but don't overcomplicate it.
Set yourself up for success. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks especially to Claire.
Thanks, y'all.
For lending her professional expertise to the video. Please throw us a like and maybe even subscribe. We hope you like the videos because there's more to come, and we'll see you then.